this climate is a very crazy climate, man.
I trust our government. Right. I trust our government officials that they won't disrespect the Constitution like
However,
that. Right?
The behavior that we have seen from Donald Jamal Trump in these last 4 years, especially here at this last moment.
I've always considered this coronavirus similar to an STD. Okay. And the fact of how
definitely okay, that's the hot take. Okay. Yo, what's up, fam? We laughing. Welcome to Be the People. Listen, I made it at the buzzer. LaWay, where you at, bro?
I am the Phantom of the Opera right now, man. That is when you see call to order in the first face you see, you expecting to see your face, and then you see Lord. I'm like, whoa, Luka Doncic out here, baby. Hitting it at the buzzer.
Hey, man, what's up, bro? I made it.
What's going on?
Man, I made it on in here, bro. I'm in here, man.
Oh man. Whew.
What's up? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I made it. Oh, wait, let me welcome the people. Hey, you are now tuned in to Be the People on Tuesdays at 7 Central Standard Time, where it is a call to action. I am your host, Lawrence W. Sanders Jr., and we got LaWade riding shotgun, and we got Chef Shahana back on the ones and twos and the production staff. I want to welcome y'all to the show. We got a lot to talk about today. Life been crazy, and I'm borderline pissed off. Now, why it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. However, this is crazy. This is crazy, bro. I don't know if you watch the news.
All the time.
I don't know if you saw what happened Tuesday. I did watch a hot take of an episode y'all had yesterday. By the way, if you are not logged on and you are subscribed to TFG Political Media, please go ahead, like and subscribe. Go ahead and quit playing with your life, because we got some good content. Monday nights we got Brenton Haynes with what's the name of the show? Political Medium. TFG Tonight.
TFG Tonight.
Yes, and then Sunday nights we have Ladies of POV, which also are on the TFG Political Media Network. So please, you are missing a lot of great content. So let's get to it. If you saw the title of today's episode, how to stage a coup. Let's talk about it, man. How to stage a coup, and it's almost how to get away with murder. I don't know.
Man, a Shonda Rhimes show, man. She's going to be the top. Right. Today's sponsor is the letters WT and H, and also Shonda Rhimes.
Shondaland, brought to you in part by Shondaland.
Right.
So let's get straight to it. So let's talk about Wednesday. So if you have been living under a rock, here's what's been happening. Wednesday, I believe the date was January the 6th, as we talked about here on the show, was the deadline for the actual numbers for Congress to be approved, if you will. The Electoral College, like that was the submission date. Hey, the Electoral College, hey, this is what we came up with. We're going to submit this before our government, and this is who we have selected as president. However, there is, we can go ahead and post that. There was a group of individuals who decided to not only riot and protest, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment. Not only did they riot and did they protest, they stormed the nation's capital. Now, this, I'm not mincing words. This is not something that I saw in a movie. January the 6th, white Americans who were angry at the results of what democracy said, in return, fueled by a president who was a sore loser and a narcissist, basically led these people and told them, And what they did was, and you can believe whatever you want to believe about it, what we saw on January the 6th was white people storming the nation's capital, got inside the nation's capital. Like, I'm not talking about they were just on the front lawn. And we'll talk about later about a lady who basically hit a pylon trying to turn around and she was shot 30 times. She was killed, but she was black. I'm going to say that too loud. We'll talk about that later. But they were inside of the nation's capital in an attempt to prevent these electoral numbers from being submitted and our government doing their thing in real life. In real life. Gil, thank you for joining us. I love comments like that said the election was rigged and Biden and the rest involved. If we're going to throw Biden in jail, let's throw Trump in jail too.
Correct. So what I'm curious about is how was it rigged? But nonetheless, right, going back one step at a time.
Back to the coup. We're going to give instructions on how to stage a coup in a second.
Correct. On 1/6, right? Yes, please hit the like button right now.
Yes,
as
please.
I said, all right, today's letters are sponsoring today's show, WTH.
In Shondaland.
Right, in Shondaland. So here, on the 6th, right, we became a third world country.
Basically. Interesting.
We became a country that we look at on the news as citizens and say, wow, we wouldn't do that in this 400-year-old plus country.
Right.
We have a democracy. Right.
Gail said it was Antifa, by the way. We'll talk about Antifa too.
Man,
continue.
The point, everybody wants to, another
hang around.
Topics, right? It's everybody wants to talk about who did it, what did it, why they did it. Who did it, number one?
Mm-hmm.
It was majority, and when I say the word majority, is because we did see a couple blacks in there. I don't know how many. Just a few sprinkles of pepper, but majority of white American. You know, I can't even say they were American, of white people.
Right, because Americans wouldn't do that.
Correct. Americans who
wouldn't do
love the cops, Americans who love the police, Americans who understand justice is served would not go and storm this Capitol.
Back the blue, as they say.
Right.
There was a whole campaign that said back the blue, and then I guess the blue lives didn't matter because there was a threat to democracy. Gail, please hang out with us because I would love to address you.
I'm not even
please hang
Gail.
out. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, cool. There it is.
Yeah, so Gail real quick said there was Antifa that caused all hell at the Capitol. It wasn't Patriots. So she's saying it was Antifa. And then if you're going to speak news, then speak the truth. I love it because you've came to the right place. You've came to the absolute right. Yes.
Ooh,
so
yeah, there's something in this.
Continue, bro.
But
so
as I was saying, but not only that, right? As they say, patriots. No, sir. There was not one patriot who stormed that Capitol. See, my patriots, they're overseas. My patriots is my man Dwayne Martin. Those are patriots, right? Those are people who are on my personal Facebook group who served, right? Those are those people. Right. Those are patriots. But we had a bunch of cowards. What we had a bunch of, I don't know. I won't even say the word entitled. We had people that don't understand this country, will never understand this country, do not belong in this country. Right. Don't even so them who storm our nation's capital to harm the elected officials that we have to make a point and to elect our president or to confirm our president, right? And if they don't like it, did they get out and vote? Did they go to the polls in November? Did they do that? The same thing that we want to talk about, right? Did they go write a letter to their congressman? Are they a part of their community activist boards? Do they go to their town hall meetings? Because if the answer was yes to any of those, this never would have happened. Yeah, see what they want? They want a quick answer. They want that quick justice. They want swiftness. I'm not even comparing them to blacks, but those, whoever said it, those are not patriots. Please do not use that word against them. They're not even New England patriots. They wouldn't even work for Bill. They couldn't even play under Bill Belichick.
Right.
Because
Bill Belichick in order. Listen, Bill Belichick has more integrity. So we did you see when Donald Trump tried to give him and he was like, no. He said, I love democracy in the country. But like, okay, I want to address some stuff. So first of all, Gail, so let's go back to your Antifa, and we can Google this. We can do a step-by-step Google. What I want you to do is I want you to go and I want you to Google what the FBI classifies as Antifa. And those who are following along, I want you to do it as well. I love this because like we should
engage the comments. We engage your comments. We don't skirt through them. We want you to understand. We want you to, as they say in the urban cities, bring that smoke. Right.
Right. So when you pull up the definition of what Antifa is, and I'll paraphrase. Long story short, Antifa basically are anti, for example, like Black Lives Matter. Like they are anti, basically, to say in so many words, anti us, if you will. Mm-hmm. Like not even
So what they are, right? So Antifa I get where you're going. I get exactly where you're going. Don't be political. Say it how you feel it, man. You in the church. Say it how you feel it. Say it how you feel it, man.
To say it was Antifa destroying or what was happening in the White House is, first of all, it's stupid and it's politically incorrect, because Antifa's, first of all, it's not even an organization, it's an ideology, first of all. However, Antifa is anti everything that we saw on the 6th. Mm-hmm. It's anti that. So to say it was Antifa that went against, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. But then the fact that the people who support Trump will not take responsibility and say, yes, it was us. The fact that there are known Proud Boys who have Proud Boys tattooed on their forearms, and we go back and we do the research and we see their emails, their texts, we see their connection to it, and now we're going to blame it on an anti-Black Lives Matter movement. So wait, 1 minute they're against Black Lives Matter, then in the next movement they're against the insurrection. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, Gail. That doesn't make sense to me. So what are they fighting for then? If they're against us and our cry and our riots and our protests, then what is their purpose? What is the purpose of Antifa? And I feel like it's retarded to blame something on Antifa when we publicly saw there were tweets, there was rhetoric that basically incited these people. And now we're going to blame it on big tech. Okay, cool. I knew this was going there.
See, this is what we're doing. We're getting lazy. We get lazy, right? When we start using ideologies. For example, for those out there, ideologies is communism, libertarianism, nationalism. Those are ideologies. Those are not real factual. They're thoughts and ideas, right? So the Proud Boys is the only straight on a bunch of people that just came together and said, hey, let's call ourselves out of every name the Proud Boys. Great job, guys. So nonetheless, right? So what we have here is we have a bunch of HOA subdivisions that come together, and we just love blaming something on somebody, right? We want to be lazy, and we want to attack it with ideologies, thoughts, ideas, etc., so forth. But we don't want to call it for what it is, right? It is people that do not love this country. Okay, that's exactly what it is. For example, if they want to even, as she mentioned, big tech, how does, and I side heavily to show you how disgusted I am by that, is because how does big tech affect this? Please stop using, please, don't be lazy like that. Don't do your name, don't do your surname a disservice and be that lazy. Just bring the example. I'm not gonna flame you. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna use my patois as a Jamaican. Shout out to all the Jamaicans out there. I'm not even gonna ask you questions. I'm just gonna address you. So let's just have a conversation about it. But what it is we're being lazy as an Americans. by trying to find out a name, by trying to give it a. We're not coming to the solution.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm ready, bro. So look, check this out. And we may not even get to any of our talking points. I think Gil just gave us some of our talking points. First of all, you can feel how you feel about Biden being an illegitimate president. That's fine, right? I want
these topics.
Right. Right. So first of all, so Antifa, I want to read the actual definition. It's a political protest movement comprising autonomous groups affiliated by their militant opposition to fascism and other forms of extreme right ideology. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this definition, is very interesting. Like when I'm looking up like definitions, it's like people are still confused on the definition of what Antifa is. Ultimately, they say it's against the right. No, it's not against the right. They're pro anti-left. They are almost like alt-right. And we'll talk about that later. However, but like they oppose anything that has to do with left-wing ideology. Right? So it bothers me to say and that people believe that they were behind this. It's retarded. It doesn't. Long story short, I won't belabor that point. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so now big tech. Let's talk about big tech. We talk about something here on our show called lobbyists. We cry and we complain and we talk about big tech took away our First Amendment right. Big tech never took away your First Amendment right. It goes back to the whole thing. You have to know big tech is privately owned. Y'all complain and y'all cry about socialism and the government controlling things. You have to understand big tech is a business. So if I own Facebook and I decide on my platform living here in America, I don't want this person on my platform, guess what? I can do that because I live in a society, I live in a democracy where I control who comes in and out of my business. If I own a 7-Eleven and you come in my 7-Eleven without a shirt on, guess what? You got to get the hell out. Bye. You're not welcome in my business. I have the freedom. Listen, you can say what you want to say. I'm okay with that. But you can't say it on my platform. Like y'all, here's the issue with y'all. Y'all complain about the government controlling and not controlling, but then we want all these freedoms of democracy. We want all these freedoms, but then when somebody who acts in a democratic way and says, okay, I don't like what you're saying, I'm going to snatch down my platform so you can't say it there. Oh, now they're taking away our First Amendment rights. That's retarded. That's dumb. And what I mean dumb, I mean dull in thought. Gil, I feel like you have some type of cognitive thinking here with us, but to say that they took away your First Amendment right of free speech, no, you can say what you want to say, but you just can't say it here. That's just like if you were to go to the airport and say, I got a bomb in my bag. Guess what? You are free to say that. But what happens is, and the issue with all Trump supporters on this level, people who are supporting him, who are idolizing Trump, here's y'all's issue. Y'all are not ready to deal with the consequences of the things that y'all say and the things that y'all do. That is the issue. Ultimately, you can say what you want to say. You can wear a mask and you cannot wear a mask. But when you refuse business, Karen, don't be upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get the shot or you cannot get the shot. But if you die from it, listen, that's your choice. But the fact that Twitter and Facebook and all these other places have shut Donald Trump down and y'all are upset, listen, that's free enterprise. As Lamar said, they can do what they want to do because we live in a country and we live in a nation where they can do that. And if you have an issue, I'm going to tell you like somebody told me, you can get the hell out. Bye. Go somewhere else. Go back to Ireland. Go back to Germany. Probably half of y'all don't even know where y'all came from in the first place. So if you will, have a seat, shut up, and let democracy be democracy. Y'all lost. Y'all lost. Your candidate lost. And he's lost. I mean, it's that simple. And he's giving y'all false hope. He's giving y'all this false sense of, oh, it's not over and all this. No, it's over. It's done. And what y'all did on the 6th of January, the famous word said it's a day that will live in infamy. Like, we will forever look back at the 6th of January, 2021, and we will say, this is one of the worst days in American history because there were some people who were upset, not because they were being oppressed, not because they are disproportionately murdered by law enforcement at a larger rate. No, it's because y'all are some sore losers. Y'all are sore losers. That's why y'all did it. Y'all feel like the election was stolen. No, when democracy spoke. That's all it is. The democracy spoke. And y'all are upset. Nobody wants to take your Second Amendment right away. No, nobody wants to take your Second Amendment. Those are fear-mongering tactics that y'all like to use on the right side of the aisle. And I say that not from a place of being a leftist. Like I'm like Lamar, I'm a fiscal conservative. I do what's best for my pocketbooks. So I'm not left or right. But the issue and the beef that I have is that y'all won't call it as it is. Y'all won't call it as it is.
So you said it perfectly, right? And what they don't understand is with big tech, for example, is privately owned, publicly traded. What does that mean? I only have a couple bosses, and that's people that buy my stock, right? Those are stockholders. So therefore, if they really took away your First Amendment right, they would have took them First Amendment rights away from Donald Trump a long time ago when he attacked our 44th president, Barack Obama. Right, they would have took those away. They would have took away Candace Owens. They would have took away Tommy Lawrence. They would have took away, anybody from Outkick, anybody from Fox News. They would have taken those away. So right now, so when y'all parroting his message, be very careful. Be very careful how y'all parrot that message, because that message is very dangerous. Right. And it's dangerous to people. See, okay, so here's the thing, right? Y'all parrot the message because y'all don't understand the consequences, right? Keep parroting the messages to the right people. Right, and you're gonna understand them consequences. So, for example, right, not even taking it off to this whole other side, right, is when they stormed that Capitol, when they stormed the People's Capital. Here we go, right, and they got escorted out, and they all thought they can get their little happy asses on a plane, and they thought they could go home, right? So they just understood the consequences of even taking a step back.
Like, hold
on, not even that, right? Who in the living of words, right, goes and storms this is how goofy you guys are when you heard this message, right? You could have wore a mask for the first time ever in your life. You could have wore a mask and not been identified, and y'all chose not to. Okay, cool, entitlement, whatever, right? So you go into a mask, then y'all goofy selves and bring your cell phones in, right? Goofy ass. Then you go ahead and then you have, let's see, your identification. I'm pretty sure you had your wallet. I'm pretty sure you had your ID. I'm pretty sure you had your debit card. I'm pretty sure you had your Rush card. Shout out to Rush, right? I'm pretty sure you had all that other stuff, right? Yeah, good job. Yeah, Trump won. Right. So anyway, so you go in there and y'all could have had, and then y'all get escorted out. Okay, that could have been the end of it. Nah, but y'all kept going, right? Y'all got on a plane. All of a sudden, y'all start crying when y'all realize the consequences because y'all were parroting that man's message. So you want a no-fly list, sucker. Right. So that person who's on that standby, right? They're glad that they got their seat.
And I hope it was a minority too.
And I hope it was too as well. So y'all sitting there crying. So my man who's in there with the Viking hat, who's getting organic food in prison, good for you. I really hope you get all the organic food you have while you're in prison, because if you get sentenced to 10 years, they'll understand that in jail. If you don't understand jail, go ahead and watch Oz on HBO Max. Right? Go ahead and watch 60 Days In. Go ahead and watch all of that, because you're going to understand what your consequences are. So y'all keep parroting my man's message if y'all want to. Keep saying Trump won. Keep saying, oh, the election was stolen. Y'all don't understand what stolen is. Y'all don't understand what really won is. Oh, let's take a step back. I said, y'all don't understand what stolen is. Go ahead. You know what, Gail? I don't want this for you, but I want you to imagine this. I want you to fall asleep. Then I want you to dream that somebody comes into your home. And I want you that somebody takes you, your family, or whoever else, right, and then throws you into a country that you know nothing about. Actually, put you on a boat, ships you for about 3 months to a country you know nothing about, teaching you ideologies. There's that word again that you know nothing about, right? Understand what stolen is. That's stolen, and understand that where you are property. So don't ever tell that this election was stolen, because because guess what? X amount of men on 1776 signed a piece of paper that said, this is great. This is a great country.
This is where we at.
This is wonderful. This is what we're going to do. And one of those men was from an immigrant from a black-owned country, right, from the Caribbeans. But nonetheless, right, y'all signed that piece of paper in 1776 saying, oh, this is the country that we love, country that we live in, right? And all of a sudden now, y'all have a problem with this country? No.
Right.
Take that win. I love this country. America to the fullest.
Right. And we could drop the mic right there, right? The reason why y'all, Okay, so how to stage a coup? First of all, if check this out. If you taking notes, write this down. At the top of your list, number one, this is what I want you to write. This is what I want you to write. I want you to write be white in America.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. This is how you stage a coup. Secondly, have a narcissist leader who has an absorbent amount of power. Third, allow that leader to pour gasoline on a cause, which may like allow to get riled up, right? And so what you have to understand about what happened on the 6th as well was it wasn't just people on the outside. There were people on the inside. This is how you stage a coup in America. You have a president, the leader of the free, the leader of the free world is literally the leader behind the coup, right? So first of all, be white, but then you have the leader of the free world. You cannot tell me he had nothing to do with this. You cannot make me believe. And again, this is just how I feel. Sometimes, like our show
Talk to
is
how you feel it, man.
right,
Talk to how you
like
feel it,
listen,
brother.
100% of the time, we make our assertions based on fact and based on the evidence that if this was a trial and this was a court of law, I am convinced that this leader has had everything to do this, to every right and reason to do this. And then he left y'all to though. Here's the thing. Like y'all are not smart enough to realize that y'all are being used because the same people that were used to stage the coup or to enact the coup, if you will, are the same people now that are going to be indicted by the law that he wrote against people who were rioting during the Black Lives Matter movement. I say that's poetic justice. Because now what was intended for another movement, y'all decided to do it, and so now we have to uphold the law, and so y'all are gonna be hung by the same noose per se. And I hope and pray, like my man Wade said, like y'all didn't really think all of this out. Y'all walked into a government building with cell phones, and y'all took pictures. Like
Can't commit a crime, man.
like in a world of facial recognition and technology, modern technology, where we can ping cell phone towers and tell what somebody is. You mean it? But all of those people were Antifa. The newly elected official who was I can't think of his name right now, who was there too. He's Antifa. No, like this is what we have to do, and this is my advice, and this goes for the left side of the aisle and the right side of the aisle, because ultimately this is about our democracy. Honestly, like everything is this is about our democracy, and our democracy was set up to a place or in a place to, first of all, for the people to speak, for elected officials to speak on behalf of the people, for us to vote and to keep it moving. However, a group of insurrectionists who are white with a few sprinkles of confused black people, and I do call them confused, um they don't, y'all don't understand. Like y'all say we don't get it. No, we get it. We've been understood this. We've been seeing this. We've seen this for years. And what we saw on the 6th was the epitome of white privilege. Simply put, if anybody who saw how the National Guard was cooped up outside of the Capitol during the protests versus the lack of the National Guard who was there when the coup happened would know, like that's white privilege. And we've had people come on this show. I've been on other shows with people who we had to debate and we had to argue to determine if white privilege exists, as if it was Bigfoot. Well, on January the 6th, 2021, we all saw Bigfoot on national TV. Now the question is, one of two things have to happen, right? Now because none of us live under a rock. Obviously, we all have access to social media and we have access to media. One of two things have to happen at this point, because again, Be the People is about Like we talk about the issue, but okay, what can we do to change the issue? What can we do to move forward? And after this, we can be done with it. Like, cause I'm when I say I'm pissed off, like I'm really mad. But
talk how you feel, because
like,
I have a wire analogy to
right.
to.
So it's like, okay, now what do we do? One or two things. Like one or two things have to happen. And you know what, Devin, you are so right. They hated it. The biggest power and something that we preach here on Be the People is use the power that you have and vote. If you didn't learn nothing else from Be the People, vote. We went through the Constitution, especially when we first started. This is what the Constitution did. But the ultimate power that you have is to vote. And shout out to y'all. We used our power and our voices were heard. Our voices were heard. Our voices were heard. But now that we saw Bigfoot on January the 6th, 2021, one of two things have to happen. Because you saw it, either you will continue to be ignorant, which is fine. The majority, because the second option leaves you no other choice and was going to make you very uncomfortable. So either A, you can continue to be ignorant, and that's fine. That's cool. We will deal with you accordingly. Just know, January the 6th, everybody witnessed it. We saw it. So if you continue to be ignorant, that's your choice. That's fine. We cool with that. We will deal with you accordingly. But secondly, if in fact you did see what happened on the 6th, and you accept the fact that, okay, something is off, Bigfoot does exist, now it is your responsibility to use said privilege to help us affect change. This is why we've been marching. This is why we've been protesting. This is why we burning stuff down. This is why. Because white privilege exists, and there are so many things about our government that is oppressive, and we just want to be heard. We just want to be heard. Like, that's it. Like, we just want to be heard. We just want things to be fair. We just want things to be fair. We want to be heard. We want to be treated fairly. We don't want equality, just equality. We want equity. Like, these are things that we want. So if you disagree with what happened on the 6th and you saw it, now use your privilege to help us. Help us. Like, we can't do this alone. Dr. Martin Luther King did not do this alone. He did not do this by himself. Black people did not accomplish what we were able to accomplish during the civil rights movement by ourselves. We need your help. But first, you have to be. Ryan Niebuhr says this, and he says this in his book. The hardest thing about a man is to be honest with himself about himself. And January 6th was practically a mirror for every white person in America to look and see and be like, okay, like they've been talking about this for a while. Maybe this is why they burned down the Ross and the KFC. Okay, this makes sense. So if you see it and it's just kind of like, whatever, the right and the left, okay, cool, sit down, shut up. That's all I have for you. Because what happened on the 6th was wrong. We burned down a Ross. Y'all stormed the Capitol. They are not the same. They are not the same.
Money back.
Like, Rent-A-Center and Target is not the same as the nation's capital. They are not the same.
And never will be.
And they never will be. Man, go ahead, bro. I'm done, bro. Like,
see these folks here. You watch The Wire, Lawrence? You watch The Wire?
Yes, man.
Okay. See, these folks here think that they're Marlo and Avon Stanfield.
It's like, no.
Right? That's what they think they are. But you know who they really are? They're Ziggy Sabaka, season 2. Right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch season 2. Ziggy Sabaka. Your cheese Wagstaff. You are worthless human beings that cannot cover anything. And y'all don't know what not even going back to the word stolen. Y'all can't even carry a package, right? If y'all want to know what was, including you, Gail, and everybody else that wants to know, check your 14th Amendment. Do your homework.
Right.
Your 14th Amendment was stolen. but y'all don't want to know about that. So let me use this quick wire analogy here for those that don't watch The Wire. Okay, number one, Avon Barksdale. You had Avon Barksdale. You had Stringer Bell, right? Played by Idris Elba. So I know every woman in the world knows who Idris Elba is, right? But Idris Elba wasn't the smartest man in the room, and he thought he was, and that's what y'all think you are. Think you're the smartest man in the room, and y'all don't play y'all role, right? So then, therefore, right? Guess what happens? You get executed by a man named Omar Brother Mazon. But that's a whole different story. And that, you know what? If y'all want that's a whole different story. But then you want to go to with who y'all really are. Ziggy Sabaka, Cheese Wagstaff. Ziggy and season 2, I said. Ziggy and Cheese interacted with each other, right? Cheese beat the hell out of Ziggy, right? But Ziggy was an F up in a family that were hard-working Americans. Right. They worked at the docks. He always tried to get by. He always tried to do that one little coup. Oh, there's that word again. To try to make a quick buck, right? But Ziggy Sabaka, okay, and Ziggy Sabaka got himself in trouble. Ziggy Sabaka is where some of them people are right now, in prison, because he thought, right, he got tired of being picked around, and he wanted to take himself seriously. Well, that's where he is right now. Right. Thank you, Chef Shahana. And can we please stop saying the word stolen? Again, you do not understand what that word stolen is.
Don't get it.
Look at your 14th. Oh, yes, I do my homework. Check up if you know what, real quickly, tell me what the 14th Amendment is. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Tell me what the 14th Amendment is if you know. And if you know what the 14th Amendment is, you'll understand exactly why that was stolen from you and why nothing else was stolen from you. You don't know about an election being stolen, but you watch too much. What you guys? You binge watch Scandal? I did too last year.
Absolutely.
Right? Right. That's what you did. You binge watch Scandal. So that was an election stolen, right? And that Biden is 5 shy of a 6-pack. Oh yeah, I don't know what that means, but nonetheless, right? And I don't care what it means. Nonetheless, and if Biden doesn't last and we got Kamala Harris, the world will understand what it's like to be organized by a black woman. They'll understand exactly what it's like. What y'all said, the most powerful. Y'all do not want that. Y'all don't want the most powerful person in the world to really take over, because y'all thought really were afraid. Y'all were like, oh, Obama, oh my God, you're gonna go into the world. Y'all will understand exactly what a black woman is gonna do. If you don't know the power of a black woman, real quick. If you don't know the power of a black woman, look at Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams, quote unquote, lost, but Stacey Abrams didn't go ahead and go.
State, bro.
Right, she got the whole state blue. She didn't do what my man in Florida, even though
we got a Floridian on here.
Right,
Floridian on here, fam.
If you want to know the power of a black woman, look at Stacey Abrams. Now look at it. Now look at a woman of Kamala Harris's stature. Look at that. I want you to know a Caribbean and an Indian raised woman, right, who went to a HBCU, pledged a black sorority, paid her way through school, became a senator. Please, y'all don't want that. Y'all not ready for that. Right. Because guess what? That coup wouldn't have happened, because I guarantee you anything.
It would have been
y'all wouldn't have made it to the step. Y'all wouldn't have made it to them steps.
It would have been locked down. Yep.
Go ahead, man.
Real quick, we'll get out of here, man. God, time is already up. I stand with God and Trump. This is another one of y'all's problems. You can't stand with God and have an idol at the same time. I'm sure you read the Bible and you
can't rep two masters.
Right. You gotta love one and hate the other. And what y'all have done, y'all put Trump on the idol. He's taking the place of God in y'all's world.
Ooh, that was a bar. Yo, that was a bar. No more, dog. No more.
He's became y'all's God. And y'all, and listen, you worship him accordingly, but you get what happens in accordance when you worship a God like that. I'm done. I'm over it. That's when I say God bless you, for real. God bless. I pray and I really hope that at some point that your perspective will be changed based on what you see. Like I'm looking forward to the 20th beat. Listen, and all these riots and all this stuff that y'all are planning to have all around the nation. Listen, come to Duncanville, Texas, please. Please come. We're asking. Like, don't please. We welcome you with open arms in certain sides of town. But y'all are smart. Y'all know where to go. Y'all go to South Lake and y'all probably go to, and that's cool. But if y'all really about that life, if y'all really want some smoke, show back up to Friendship West.
Oh man, you did
I
remind me of
I
something.
dare you.
Good. I want y'all to know one thing real quick. Sorry, Lawrence. I am from the great city of Hartford, Connecticut, the capital, and not Greenwich, not Bridgeport, not them not Stanford, not them rich little areas. Hartford, Connecticut, and that's good. I'm good, Gail. I'm good. I'm glad you're not racist.
And Gail, this is not about the race. This is not about the race card. This is
definitely not
the race card. This is about white
Very
privilege.
Oh man, that was the second topic.
I swear we should have been done a long time ago.
Right, but I want that. But now, to your point, I want them to come to Hartford, Connecticut. I want y'all to come to Hartford, Connecticut, because y'all don't know about that South Side though, and that North Side though, and y'all think the people gonna save y'all. So y'all don't understand them hardworking people in Hartford.
Right.
Oh my God.
They carry guns.
Oh, my peoples, the Jamaicans, the Caribbeans. Oh, and then the Hispanics and the Boricua.
Carry machetes and knives and man, let's get off of here, bro. We'll
man,
next week, bro. We'll continue this. Like y'all, if y'all joined us, thank you.
Come back next week, please. Come back next week.
Listen, like next week we are gonna pick up part 2, how to stage a coup. Gail, thank you for hanging out with us. Listen, we don't discriminate. Voice your opinion. Anybody else, like, listen, I don't care. Whatever, drop it. Like, we'll talk about it. But for those who have not subscribed, please subscribe to the TFG Media page. Like, tune in Sundays for Lady POV. We have also the media on Monday nights, and then you got us on Tuesday nights at 7. So please like and subscribe. But until next time, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Wade.
Till next time, love y'all. Peace.